Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2019. I do hope that this video finds you all well. Before we begin, I'm just going to announce really quickly that I am actually going to be offering giveaways on this channel as we hit certain subscriber counts. So thank you to all of you who have been subscribing so far. I'm going to be offering a giveaway where the winner or winners, I haven't really decided yet, will have their choice between a free reading and a free distance Reiki session. I think it's just a really nice way to express my gratitude for all of you who have really helped this channel just grow so quickly and rapidly. And I do also want to thank those of you who have actually been commenting and sharing your experiences down below. It's really beautiful and amazing to be a part of this because I'm seeing people open up about their struggle, and then there are people commenting, either relating or supporting each other. And it's just, it's so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful outcomes of this channel, of creating this content. So thank you so much for those of you who are opening up, for those of you who are sharing your experiences or just connecting with other people. It's so important. So again, thank you. I do have links in my description box down below where you can book a personal reading or a distance Reiki session with me. I do also have a link for a donation for those who feel so called. I also have a blog post where I kind of have a more extensive list of what is happening astrologically. I'm going to be referencing that a little bit, especially at the start of this reading. But if you're really specific or really interested in the specifics of when certain things are going to be happening, that might be a good place to look. I do also have an Instagram and a Facebook where I post pick-a-card readings and collective cards. You can check those out as well, and also follow me on that so you make sure that you don't miss out on the giveaway. And I think that's pretty much everything in terms of updates and announcements. Before we begin, I am just going to disclaim really quickly that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you. It is up to your own discretion and discernment to figure out what resonates for your own life and what is to be left behind for someone else. Some of the energy may also come in the reverse. So a third party who is coming into the reading might actually be your own energy or the way that you're presenting to a situation, or vice versa. Finally, don't get caught up on the gender or even the zodiac sign of the cards. It's all just energy, and the most concise way of expressing how that energy is coming to form right now, but the energy is fluid. And of course, in a general reading, it's not going to be the same for everybody. And I think that covers all the bases there. I am really interested to see what is going on for you, Libra, as I was tuning into your collective, kind of meditating on your energy and shuffling the cards. I did have this Eight of Pentacles here that came out in the reverse, if you can see it. This does feel like a lot of you have been working on something and there may be some sort of setback or some sort of obstacle that is being presented here. So there is something at work, I think, for a lot of you, or something that you've been working on that could even be a project on the side, or even a relationship or a connection. It just feels like, I feel like for a lot of my Libras, you've been putting a lot of effort into something and you just haven't been getting the outcome that you've been hoping for. You haven't been getting the work that you haven't been getting. People haven't been matching your work ethic or work level, to be honest. And I feel like it doesn't feel fair, to be honest. It feels like you've worked very hard with this person or in this situation, and it's not coming up. It's almost like you're supposed to be focused on something else right now, is actually kind of what I'm pulling. I do know with the Gemini new moon that is going to be on June 3rd, there's actually going to be a trine between Pluto in Capricorn and Venus, which is your ruling planet, in Taurus. that's going to be a really good time to start meeting new people, to branch out, get to know new parts of your personality. Gemini, it's the twins, but really it's more like hundreds of personalities in one. A Gemini in kind of their highest form is going to show us all that we're actually quite multifaceted, that we have many parts to our personalities, and that Gemini new moon is going to be a really good opportunity to explore new sides of yourself and to just try new things and to go out and have fun. That is also in your fellow air sign, so I feel like you're actually feeling this energy pretty strongly with that aspect to Venus and this new moon in a trine with you being in Gemini. It does feel like there is a big potential for you to meet new people, to perhaps meet a new romantic interest or something along those lines, especially with Pluto's influence. It's kind of shaking up the way that you approach partnerships or close relationships. It doesn't even necessarily need to be romantic. But it definitely seems like whatever it is you're working on, it just isn't working. And you know, I wonder if that's going to be a time where you're going to be letting things go, or you're going to be giving up a pattern. Something's going to change for sure. How exactly that manifests, it's going to kind of depend on your specific life. We will look a little further into the general reading, and it might come up there too. As for the full moon in Sagittarius, that is on June 17th, that is going to be a really good time to free yourself if you're feeling stuck in a situation or you're just feeling trapped in your life. Sagittarius is all about freeing yourself. That can either be through travel, you know, kind of breaking up the day-to-day, getting out of that routine, or seeking higher knowledge or wisdom, even spiritual wisdom. Kind of expanding your horizon, seeing what more there is to life. That's a good time to really open yourself up to that and to release whatever it is that blocks you from feeling free, from feeling like you can explore and elevate yourself. Especially if that has to do with communicating with people or relating to people, whatever it is you've set intentions for on the new moon that haven't come through, that means there is some sort of blockage. There is something that is blocking that from coming forward, and you can release that on the full moon. It's really powerful to work with those lunar cycles in that way. As for the big event of June, we have Neptune going retrograde on June 21st, which is the same exact day that our sun enters Pisces. So we have a big lifting of the veil. I feel like it's going to be a pretty psychic time for a lot of us. There's going to be a lot of intuition, a lot of feelings, very strong emotions. Some of us might actually be in for a bit of a rude awakening, I hate to say. But I'm just putting that on the radar. I don't want anyone to be in for a nasty surprise. And it's around this time when we can kind of see where Neptune's malefic, sort of subtle, sneaky energy has been playing out in our lives. And we may see that someone has been deceiving us. We may see that we've been deceiving ourselves and, you know, a little deluded with the way we've been thinking about something, or delusional. So just keep that in mind. The nice thing about it going retrograde, though, is that things become very, very clear. It's very hard to succumb or fall prey to that sort of deception or manipulation again. And again, this is opening up the intuition. I feel like dreams are going to become much more vivid, so pay close attention to your dreams. They might have special messages for you. And I think that's pretty much it. With Neptune going retrograde, we do have 4 outer planets. So that's joining Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, who are already retrograde. I feel like this Neptune retrograde is really going to have the effect of slowing down time. It feels like 2019 has absolutely flown by in comparison to 2018, which just dragged on forever. And I feel like if you feel a little out of breath, or you feel like this year has just whizzed past you, it's going to be a good chance to catch your breath and to kind of slow things down, especially as we're turning into July. Mercury is going to go retrograde, so there are going to be some delays there too. But that's more for next month's video, isn't it? But I do feel like things are going to slow down, and we're going to have a much clearer picture of the future. Things are going to be a lot less cloudy. We've already been focusing a lot on the long term with Jupiter going retrograde in Sagittarius, and also Saturn and Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn. There's been a lot of thinking long term, especially in regards to career or just life purpose and the way that we show up in the world. A lot of people have been meditating on that, and I think there's going to be some clarity or some realizations that are coming through around this Neptune retrograde or during this period. And this is going to be for a while. It's retrograde for half the year, so we're going to be in this window until about November. And that might also be the time when this Eight of Pentacles gets revealed in the reverse. Whatever it is you're working on, you might realize you've kind of been misplacing your efforts, or that you should have been working on something else. I want to warn you now. But again, I don't feel like it's a negative time of year. It's not a negative thing at all. It's actually kind of a good thing. It's almost a lifting of the veil. So I hope you're actually looking forward to that. I am going to begin the actual reading now. We're already 10 minutes in. I feel like I could just go on forever with this astrology stuff and still not cover everything. If you are interested in all of this, again, you can check the blog post linked down below. But what are the general messages for Libra coming into June? What was happening in May? What are the general messages for Libra coming into June 2019? Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising. Show me clearly. I'm being called to pull 4 times, or shuffle 4 times. And 1 more. Okay, let's see. Interesting. There's definitely a bit of sneakiness that's going on for you coming into June. So this was kind of happening, I think, in May for most of you. This could go a little further back as well. I do have this Two of Cups that came up in the reverse. 7 of Swords. And this Ace of Wands. So with this Two of Cups, I feel like this is probably someone you are working with or someone you live with, someone who's very much part of your day-to-day life. This is kind of in the physical position for the past. There's kind of this breakdown of communication or harmony or emotional rapport. Someone may have apologized, but it honestly doesn't feel genuine. And I think you kind of know that with the 7 of Swords. You know you can't really trust this person. This person is kind of sneaking behind your back. A little backstabbing, perhaps, is going on. And just sort of sneaky behavior here. Someone may even be... They might even be stealing from you behind your back. That is actually something I'm wondering. Or just exploiting you in some way. I do feel like... It feels very emotional. It feels very manipulative. This is showing up kind of in the emotional sector. So again, this could actually be much more emotional, subversive tactics. Almost like gaslighting behavior. Like, I don't know why you're thinking that way. Or, you know, I have no idea. I would never say something like that to you, about you. And they totally said something about you. It just kind of making you question yourself. It feels like... yeah, like gaslighting. I do, however, have this Ace of Wands, which is very positive. It does feel like whatever has been going on, it feels like there's some sort of realization or spiritual awakening that was happening for you in May. A fresh start, some new passion, some new creativity coming in. You might have been kind of leaving behind a relationship and coming into something new, a new spark, something very exciting. Whatever it was, your mind was in a pretty good place. You had some pretty exciting things happening to you, and whatever this situation was, it feels like it didn't prevent you from feeling this Ace of Wands. And I think it's also a good time for you to really utilize this in terms of creativity. We do actually have, this won't be until the end of June, but we do have Mercury entering Leo. And that's going to be a good time to do creative stuff, to express yourself. It might make communication a little dramatic, I hate to say, but I think it adds a lot of flair to the way that we express ourselves. So it might be a good time this month to start working on a creative project. I do see, as kind of an animal that comes out for the past, we have this fish card. Some of you may have been doing some sort of traveling or just going through a lot of changes in your routine. It kind of being a bit thrown by the tides. Fish is kind of like this Pisces energy where it's very adaptable, it's very good with kind of going with the flow. But sometimes when this card shows up, it's like you've been doing that for too long, and now it's the time to really solidify your plans, make to-do lists, to act, to not just go with the flow on everything. You kind of have to actually do the work. You have to write lists. You kind of have to be like a Virgo, the opposite sign. And if you haven't done that by the end of May, you should definitely do that for the start of June. And just, if you're feeling totally lost or totally overwhelmed, make yourself checklists and just check things off. Really focus on the minutia and just get the little things done, and you'll start to build a momentum from there, and you'll start to feel more in control of your life. If things have felt a little out of control, or things have just felt like your emotions are getting the best of you, or even another person, because that is a theme some of you are dealing with here. I am going to pull more cards. We're going to be looking now at the first half of June. I just had a spell of dizziness here. Interesting. So this is a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I felt it before I even drew the cards. I just felt like a little lightheaded. We have this Five of Swords next to the Five of Cups, so 2 5s. There's a change coming. And the Six of Swords. So to be honest, what this is feeling like is you are definitely walking away from something, or someone is walking away from you. Again, this feels like someone who is very much a part of your day-to-day life, or something that's very much a part of your day-to-day life. This could be moving, this could be moving jobs, this could be leaving a relationship or leaving behind friends. Maybe kind of a few different things, because we do have 2 5s here. There is some big changes that are happening in your life. With this Five of Swords, there's just this, someone just being very egotistical. They're very stuck in their own ways. They're kind of being smug about it, and it's pushing people away. I feel like you're being pushed away. Of course, this could also be reversed for some of you, but for the overwhelming current, it feels like this is something you're walking away from, kind of this person here. And you're feeling very disappointed by it. You know, you have some hard feelings here, but it's kind of like crying over spilled milk, because even though these 3 cups are spilled over, you still have these 2 cups remaining. It's not like everything is lost. You're just losing a toxic situation, frankly. What's so bad about that? But it does feel, you know, it definitely, I did feel it somatically, so there is some pretty significant change. And you know, with the Six of Swords, again, there is this sense of moving away, of looking into something else, looking into a new horizon here, leaving behind these choppy waters. Some of you may very well be planning a move or planning a job change at the beginning of June. That is something I'm seeing for a lot of you. Especially with this Five of Swords showing up kind of in the day-to-day, there's this walking away. And, you know, you go from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. You're moving into something new. You are looking forward. You are still carrying this Ace of Wands. You still have your spark about you. You're not letting yourself be extinguished. But that doesn't mean that you don't feel it, that you don't feel disappointed. And it's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to feel hurt. You were deceived. You were hurt by this person, by this situation. And some of you may be breaking up with a partner as well. And, you know, even though this person might have had some pretty bad behaviors, or even a bit manipulative or perhaps abusive emotionally, you still are feeling their absence. You still miss them. And I do feel like it is important for you to move on, to continue looking forward, to just leave this in the past. It is really, really important for you. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, even if it's the right thing to do. I'm going to pull another animal card here now to get more clarity, to see what their advice is. What is the animal wisdom for Libra? Interesting. We have the oyster card here. This tells me that there is this feeling of shutting yourself off to the world, and I'm feeling like you shouldn't be doing that. It's not that... I'm actually getting kind of the expression when one door closes, another opens. It's like whatever has ended here, it's not that you need to close off to it. It's not that you need to clam up and just kind of silence yourself and not reach out to people. It's just, this wasn't serving you anymore. This wasn't working, and there's something better. There's a pearl inside of the situation. You just have to open it up. You have to see inside of it. You have to look in and to find that treasure. You do also have some sort of gift I feel like you are supposed to be sharing with the world. You may have gotten a glimpse of that last month with May, and you're going to be really pushed by the universe to open up, to share this gift with the world. But it is scary, it is hard, you do want to clam up, you don't feel like you're ready to make this change, but the universe is telling you right now that you are. You do have what it takes. You have this light glowing inside of you. You're very luminous, and you can share this and spread this with the world. You can spread this and share this with the people around you. And that is going to require you to change your life, to move away from something, to move away from the old. So that is kind of big, that is kind of heavy, but it does feel like it's going into a positive direction. I do want to stress that. You are coming into calmer waters here, and there's land here. You've been in this journey for a while, and you're starting to see something in the horizon. I'm curious to see where this is leading in the second half of June. This could even be going out to July or beyond. It's a bit difficult to tell with these general readings, but this is going in a pretty good direction. I'm excited to tell you. But again, with these time frames, this is just the current trajectory you are on. You still have to do the work. You still have to go forward as you would. It's not just going to happen to you. But I'm telling you that for a good reason, because you have a very nice future coming ahead of you with this Ten of Cups here, the Strength card, and the Six of Wands. You are just... this is like wish fulfillment. This is like you're coming into a beautiful life, a beautiful union, perhaps. You're going into the direction of it, even if you don't see that right now. You might not see all the details yet. You might just be catching a glimpse of that now, but this is really, truly going into a much more fulfilling direction for you. This is total wish fulfillment. Having everything you want, having this harmony, this connection, this closeness. You are coming into that, and that is something that is coming in. Again, this might not even be at the end of June, but it is coming for you. And you have to keep going forward. You do have to open up. You do have to open your heart. I know this is hard, Libra, especially when you've been backstabbed, you've been betrayed, you've been hurt by so many people, and you don't know who to trust. But I promise you, this has all been a test. This is all refining you. You haven't lost anything. You are gaining yourself. You're being forged. You're being chipped away. You're this sculpture that is being created. I have this Strength card, which again tells me that yes, this has been a journey. This has been a very hard journey. You have been on a very tough path for a while, Libra, but you are mastering your emotions. You are taming the beast within you. And I do feel like there is Leo energy here. This could be referring to a Leo who is coming into your life, who you have very strong feelings for, and honestly, it looks like there's amazing potential. Whoever is coming into your life at the end of June, or even beyond that, maybe even into July, it does look like there's a lot of potential here. And you're very strong. With all of the things you have gone through, it has just made you such a strong person. I feel like this could even be referring to Leo season, which is the end of July to the end of August. There may be some sort of fulfillment that is coming then, so you are close. We're only a couple months away from that at this point. which is mind-blowing. But you know, there is something very, very beautiful for you coming, Libra, and I'm very excited to see this. I do also have with the Six of Wands, there's this sense of a return, coming back from the battle, coming back from whatever it is you've been working on. We do have two sixes, so again, there is some big changes that are coming, but it's actually leading to much more stability, much more power. I do feel like there is just, you're feeling very good by the end of June. You're going forward. Things are looking really good. You're feeling really victorious about something. You're going to have a victory here. And I just, some of you may be making some sort of travel plan, but it actually feels more like a return for some of you. And it feels like a really, really good move. This is the right direction if you are doubting that. And I think you're going to see that for the Neptune retrograde. That might actually be kind of a pleasant surprise for some of you. I know I was kind of, I made it sound a bit menacing when it first happens, but I actually think some of you, you might be seeing a blessing that was there all along, and you're just becoming aware of it now. We have actually quite a few interesting animal cards that are coming up. We do have the bat card, we do have the rabbit, and we do have the earthworm. So there is definitely an end that is coming here. I gotta be honest, but this feels like it's for the best. It's like it's darkest before dawn with the bat card. And whatever it is that you're going to be going through in June, it's going to be a brighter day than the one you had experienced before. And I do feel like, I know for this card they do mention watching a sunrise in the book. That's how to bring this energy into balance. If you feel like just defeated, like, why did I lose everything? Why did all of this happen to me? Kind of going into this woe is me sort of energy with this Five of Cups here, crying over spilt milk again. It's really good for you to watch a sunrise, to watch a new day dawn. And that could be literal, that could be metaphoric. I actually interpret this card as working in Brahma Muhurta, which is an hour and 38 minutes before sunrise. That is the optimal time to meditate or to do some sort of yogic or spiritual practice. It's just the perfect time for the endocrine system to gain that sort of enlightenment or that kind of calm energy. I do like to actually meditate at this time, so whenever I see this card, it's telling me, yeah, you really need to meditate. So that is something I'm going to just share with you guys. With this rabbit card, there is this fear. You might feel a bit paralyzed with fear, and it's important that you ground. You know, this is an earth card here. Rabbit is always, you know, paying attention to its surroundings, a bit hyper-vigilant even. So if you're having a lot of anxiety, I'm going to recommend that you ground yourself. You literally walk outside barefoot in the grass or touch a tree. That will actually do, this is called an ionic exchange. You'll actually get negative ions from the earth, which are important in maintaining nervous health and your immune system. And they help keep you calm, this ionic charge. And in our current society, a lot of us don't get that ionic exchange anymore because we're wearing our shoes, we're walking on pavement, we're walking on concrete. We're literally disconnected from the world around us, and we're very stuck in our head. We're very mental and nervous and anxious. So it's important that you do ground yourself. I would also say take a day of silence. You know, take a day with no electronics, with no music, with no, you know, try and really have like a private retreat if you can, and just spend time in nature. Listen to nature, listen to the world around you, or just go for a walk and just listen. Don't bring any headphones, just listen to the world around you. It will really help ground you and really increase your mindfulness. And lastly, with this earthworm energy, there is this need to kind of come out of your ground, come out of the element, emerge from the soil here. Even though things do feel very vulnerable, it feels very safe in the earth, you do need to come out. There is this flooding that is happening. So it is important for you to kind of expose yourself, even if it doesn't feel good. But it is kind of like, there is a sense of beginner's luck with this card as well. It's almost like the Ace of Pentacles. There are fertile soils here for you. You are coming into something that has a lot of potential. It doesn't necessarily feel easy right now at this moment, but it's really going in a positive direction here. And I again, there is this need that you need to share something. There is something that needs to be shared with earthworm and with oyster. So do share something with someone, something creative or something that's been on your heart. Let it out, and it will really bring you into the right direction here, because things are honestly looking really, really good. Even though mentally you might be a bit blocked off from that right now, emotionally things might be a bit strong with this Five of Cups. There might be a lot of disappointment. It's gonna be this is beautiful. You're gonna look back on this months from now, and you're just gonna see why all of this had to happen and why it was actually a good thing. So do keep that in mind for the month of June if things are feeling a bit rocky. Or, you know, I hope you really get this Ten of Cups as soon as possible, but just trust in the divine timing. This is a journey. You have to get there. You have to move there. It's not just gonna happen to you. This doesn't just happen to people. You have to put in the work. You have to open up. I do hope that this was helpful. I am not getting any more messages for you at this time, Libra. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what is going on. Check out my links in the description box if you're interested in a personal reading. And if you want a more thorough picture, also check out the other videos for your sun, moon, and rising. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye, Libra.